Hi, this is Mary from the Daily Sew. This video is about the sewing room, and I'm a little self-conscious about it because the Daily Sew isn't about me, and nor do I ever want it to be about me. But I had a couple friends come by recently who are artists but don't sew, and they wanted to see my sewing space. And they suggested that I show it to you because I might store things or do something that might give you some ideas to store your stuff or how to do your workflow or your work table or something like that. So I'm going to show you the sewing room today. Now I know I'm very lucky to have a room for sewing in, and it is not 100% dedicated to sewing, I will admit. Many projects get done in this room, and when guests come, like my mother-in-law, everything gets moved out and it becomes a guest room, which is great because I love my mother-in-law and I'm glad she can come and visit me. So let's begin. Okay, so let's start with the machine. This machine is fairly new to me. I think I've had it a little over a year. My other machine that I had for 27 or 8 or 9 years finally died, and I took full advantage of that situation and bought myself a new machine. And then I have a cheaper serger machine, but it's great if you're ever in the market for a serger. This is great, Yuki MO654DE. I really like it, it's very basic. So then I have my pegboard, which I put fabric over pegboard. And on it I have everything pretty much I need within arm's reach. Extra needles, buttonhole seam ripper, buttonhole cutter, bobbin threads, tape measure, embroidery hoops, all the little things that don't go on pegs. And the spool rack my husband made. It's little pegs, dowels that we've cut the dowel, and then he drilled holes and stuck it in there, and they are on pegs. The hooks that go on the pegboard. That is very handy. Then I have ribbon and serger thread, and up at the very top these boxes carry things like trim, bias tape, buttons that are in cookie tins because I got impatient with sorting my buttons by type, except for the ones I've already sorted. Things I don't need every day, like embroidery floss and toys and extra serger thread. Then I found these, they go on the side of like a file cabinet or something, but they put them on the peg just to put extra tissue paper patterns that I'm working on, papers, notes, etc. Alright, this is how I store my patterns. I have these magazine boxes that I got from IKEA, and they have labels, so I've labeled them by type of pattern. So I have shirts, skirts, pants, dresses, outerwear, jackets, etc. And the patterns just really easily fit in, whether they're the big that I printed off or whether they are just regular size patterns. They all fit pretty nicely. Easy to find that way. And they don't always get filed. There's some here. Here's some more here that aren't filed. And then in these extra cubbies, I just keep things like art supplies, ironing supplies, spray bottle, tailor's ham, sleeve roll, extra tools, a project that was never finished. So the work table that I have is made from a hollow core door, which is covered in cotton quilting batting and then covered in cotton muslin, and the staple gun attaches everything to the bottom part of the door. And then this rests on two long cubby shelf things from IKEA, which are then on wheels. The wheels help me move the table out of the way when this room becomes a guest room, and the wheels also help to bring the cubbies up to the height that I need to work with. And on this side I have 8 drawers, which are pretty handy for things like extra machine parts and all the little tools that come with your machine. Zippers. It's all zippers. It's a lot of zippers, I know. One day I'll get used to them, get them all sewn. Threads, extra threads, top stitching threads, elastics, and marking, things for chalk marking, safety pins, little things like that that I need when I'm at the table. And then, of course, the open cubbies are nice for the vast collection of books I am acquiring from my used bookstore. Alright, so let's see what's behind the curtains. Fabric. And the reason the curtains are here is to protect the fabric from the sun fading on the crease. The sun will fade your fabrics on the crease. And I have to do that because I don't put curtains on my actual windows. So I arranged my fabric by how much fabric, loosely by color and loosely by type of fabric. So how much? If I have enough to make a garment and it's fabric for making garments, they go in these, my warm colors, my neutrals, blues, greens, and purples, blues, greens, and purples, blues and greens, blacks, whites, gray, not too much white actually. Here I have all my pattern weights. My pattern weights are Altoids tins that are full of BBs and then taped shut. And then on these two cubbies I have cuts that are about a yard or less, and mostly these are quilting cottons. They could be used for projects, but they're not enough for a garment. And they're again loosely by color. And then I have things that, these are actually a little mishmash. These are things that are kind of have come in new to the sewing room. My knits, fabric down here that I'm not going to use for garments, but I might use them to work out a project, or they're upholstery fabric. Linings and muslins here. I have all my scraps in bins, and the scraps are arranged by, these are my fancier fabrics, silks, the faux suede, forget what it's called, folded and arranged by color. And then these are the tiny scraps. Not sure why I need 2 bins full of them. Maybe I should go through that. The interfacing. And the interfacing I keep in plastic bags by what type of interfacing it is, except for this one labeled scraps, which is all types, just scraps when you just need a small piece. That's my swatches of interfacing. But on these, I put the label of the type of interfacing, and then it's in the bag. And that way I can find them easily, and I can put them away easily. This one is miscellaneous tools like snaps, Velcro, and then this is my felt, because I like felt. And then the last one is batting, insulated batting, cotton batting, polyester batting, all kinds of fusible batting, just sorts of batting. And up at the top, more books from my local used bookstore, which I take full advantage of. Yeah. The rulers are kept on the end of the work table. I use those little contact, 3M contact, or whatever they're called, hooks, and I'll put all the different types of rulers. Then I can reach them easily and store them easily. It's important for me to be able to put things back where they belong easily, or they will never be put back. And then I have my computer where I spend a lot of my days. The baby. Isn't he sweetie? This is the sewing room mascot. Hey Botso, you say hi? No, it's nap time. Alright, that is my sewing room. If you have any questions, I don't know what about, but the sewing room, about how maybe you could do something, or maybe I left something out and you have a question about it, please put them in the comments below and I'll be sure to reply. Goodbye. And of course, thank you for watching.